Good afternoon, Grace Renewed. I'm coming from the shed, and I want to first apologize for having to cancel church today. But given the situation with the ice, I do feel that we made a wise decision. And so, for those of you who helped me in determining that decision, I appreciate it. And as always, we try to have your best interest and safety in mind when we make tough decisions like that. With that being said, tomorrow kicks off a very exciting time for our church. It's going to kick off 21 days of fasting and prayer. It will be a challenging time. It will be a time of potential spiritual growth. For some of you, after the first couple of days, you're going to wish that you never began the journey. But trust me, at the end of it, we are going to trust God that the growth that occurs because of our desire that we show over the next 21 days, there will be great spiritual success. Last week, we spoke about how Daniel fasted, and we spoke how there were 3 reasons that he possibly fasted before the vision of God came to him. Number one, we spoke how it could have been a reactive fast, meaning that he was dealing with a current situation that he needed God to presently intervene. We spoke how it could have been an interactive fast, how he was tired of talking about the past God and he wanted a stronger current relationship and revelation from God. And we spoke about how it could have been a proactive fast because his vision showed him of difficult times that were yet to come, and he wanted to make sure that the armor was on before the battle began. I don't know currently what your fast may look like. I don't know why you will be fasting, but I can promise you that if you set your desire, that God will accomplish spiritually in you what he needs to accomplish. For 21 days, we are going to follow the Daniel fast. And for 21 days in the book of Daniel chapter 10, it says that Daniel ate no rich food. That's our sweets. That's the things that taste good. That's the things that we desire. Those are the things that you go to the cupboard for when you're having a rough day. No rich foods. He said he didn't eat any meat. That's a tough one for all you meat lovers. He said no wine, no pleasurable foods, pleasurable drinks crossed his lips. For 3 straight weeks, his diet consisted of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and those things that were all natural. It was basically a vegan diet. And the first question that I'm always asked, well, Joel, can I have this? Well, here's the answer to that. Number one, please do not get caught up in the ingredients. It's not about that. This is about a desire to withhold certain things from your daily life to show God that you would rather have more of him than more of those things that only briefly satisfy. So if you're asking the question, can I have? Well, here's what I have found. Most people do not say, can I have more cauliflower? Because nobody wants more cauliflower. They will ask things that deep down they want me to say yes to, or they want the answer to be yes. And so if you are going for a strict Daniel's fast, those things that you have to ask about usually are those things that you're just hoping you can have. And probably those are the things that are desirable to you. So if you want to withhold those, I do believe that will show a stronger desire to God, that instead of having those things that you want more of him. During the 21 days, you are going to fast those desirable foods, and you're going to spend more time in prayer. It can be prayer about yourself. It can be prayer for others. It can be prayer for the church. For 21 days, you're going to spend time reaching out to God, that he reveals some things within you that he needs to change, he needs to fix, he needs you to improve upon. For 21 days, you're going to ask God for help to overcome maybe a difficult past that you're not letting go of. For 21 days, you're going to put God first. Every time you get a hunger pain, it's time to hit your knees. Every time you desire to go to the kitchen cabinet because you've had a rough day, it's time to hit your knees. Every time that there is a physical desire for food that you do not need, it is a reminder that we do need the bread of life, which is Jesus Christ, our Savior. For 21 days, we are going to dedicate this time to say, God, we want a vision from you. We want a revelation from you. We want more of you. We want you to change us spiritually to make us the creation that you want us to be. For 21 days, Daniel fasted. And if you remember last week, we spoke of how the answer was held up for 21 days, but then eventually there was a breakthrough. I believe that fasting creates breakthroughs. And so in your life, if there is something that seems to not have happened yet, that you're waiting on God for, you're desiring God for, I believe that fasting can be and is the only answer for that breakthrough. The Bible is very clear that when the disciples could not cast out a certain demon, Jesus looked at them and said, some of these things only happen by fasting and prayer. For 21 days, that's what we are dedicating. The fast will begin midnight tomorrow or tonight, however you want to say it, midnight on Monday. And it will run through the end of the month. And next week, we are going to speak of how David made a horrible decision in his life. And at the end of that decision, David fasted. And because of that fast, it changed the outcome of the church. Sometimes we forget about it. We know the horrible decision he made, and it's very common to us. But sometimes we don't understand the outcome or what happened because he fasted. And so next week, we're going to look at David and how fasting truly brings redemption. I am praying for you. I am praying for you that through the next 3 weeks, that one, if you start this journey, you do not give in or give up, that you will be steadfast and that you will see this through. For those of you who last week when I challenged you to see whether or not you were in or not, this is not a guilt trip. As I said last week, I'm not trying to convince you. But for those of you who are on the fence, here's what I'm going to say to you. Fast 3 days with us. If you don't really want to do the 21 days, do tomorrow with us, do one day our second week with us, and do one day the third week. So I am asking. I'm not asking anyone to do all 21 days. That's between you and God. I encourage you to, and I would like for you to, but I'm not pressuring you to. But I am asking, or I am pressuring, 3 days. I'm asking everyone in our church to fast 3 days. 3 days that you will seek after God's direction. 3 days that you will put those things that we desire in front of God sometimes, that you will put them to the back and you will put God first for 3 days. So I'm asking everyone in our church for at least 3 days, one day each week, to participate in this fast. For those of you who are in for the long haul, 21 days, we kick it off tomorrow. And we are trusting that God is going to change us in a way that we don't even expect. Please, during the next 21 days, for those who you know are fasting, please reach out to them. Please send them a text. Please invite them over to your house for Daniel's fast dinner. It is good to be encouraged by one another. In fact, the Bible commands us to encourage one another. And during the next 21 days, we are going to need some encouragement. So I'm praying for you. I am here. If you have any questions, I will do the best I can to answer them. But please, when the number one question I always get is, can I have whatever? If it's a desirable food, the more strict you want to be, the answer is no. I believe that God is going to do some great things with Grace Renewed. I fully trust that his hand is upon us as a church. So God bless you all. I love you. I can't wait to see you next week. And tomorrow begins an exciting 3-week journey of prayer and fasting. Take care. Stay safe today. And we'll see you next Sunday.